What is up, fam? Welcome back to our channel, where today we are bringing you some more Clash of Clans content talking about Town Hall 13, showcasing that Queen Charge Hog attack strategy. Now, this attack strategy, I believe, just is overpowered. I believe it's way too OP. I mean, my last 6 attacks, I have brought in 4 triples, guys. Now, you might say that the bases are weak or that it doesn't have max defenses. Whatever your excuse is, either way, the value you need to grab with each phase of this attack does not change. So if you are interested here to get better here at Town Hall 13, stay tuned. Now, if you do like today's video, don't forget, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get up-to-date content when I release it here on this channel. Now that I've said all that, guys, let's jump in and really break these bases down, give you an understanding of the Queen Charge Hogs. Alright, fam, so here is base number 1 that we're going to be breaking down and talking about today, where we're going to be showcasing this Queen Charge Hogs. Talking about the phases in this attack is the most important part of knowing how to get a successful attack. Now, phase 1, of course, is going to be the Queen Charge. Queen Charge is known to be one of the strongest tactics in Clash of Clans, where you can reach deep in the base and grab those key defenses and ultimately bring in the second phase, in this case, the Hogs, and really just, watch the base fall. Now, when implementing phase number 1, you have to take down 2 different items. Item 1 being the enemy Archer Queen, item 2 being the enemy CC. You have to grab those 2 items in order for your Hogs to be successful. Now, in the process, how much value can I grab? Of course, that's the question you're going to ask yourself. And how do I get my queen to funnel into here? Probably the hardest part is creating the funnel for the queen to push into that compartment, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm going to drop in my king here. He's going to work his way down through here, ultimately pull the CC and give the queen access to the CC. P.E.K.K.A is going to come up here. He's going to work his way up that way, and no big deal. In theory, this works. Wall Wrecker is going to come right in front of the queen, ultimately getting it not very far, actually. I think grabs the first wall and then pops. Now, out of the CC, or out of the Wall Wrecker, I always put around 2 ice golems, and the rest is filled with loons. Loons being there so that they can pull any air mines, especially around that Infernal Tower, which it tends to be the case when base building. So that's phase number 1. Phase 2, now that we have narrowed this base down and grabbed those 2 items, in theory, the queen grabs all of this value, and that leaves this portion, a beautiful runway for those Hogs to force their way through the base and ultimately end in a successful 3-star. All right, so in the process of planning for phase number 2, you want to look at the base and look at where those high volume splash damage defenses are located, and consider maybe putting heals there, right? So looking at this right here, guys, I'm noticing that not only is my Hogs going to face 1 Infernal Tower, which is a great place for a heal, because not only is there Infernal Tower there, but there's also a Wizard Tower there. So yes, let's put our first heal there. And on top of that, you'll get some Eagle artillery blast damage right about there. So yes, great place for heal. Second place, guys, not only do we have a Bomb Tower here, but we have an Infernal Tower, we have 2 Expos, and we have a Wizard Tower. Second heal goes there, right? Next heal, we have 3 heals in total, is going to be right here just before we make access to that Giga Inferno, because that Giga Inferno hopefully by then will have been popped. Now, things like this, you guys may notice, there's a defense on the outside here, there's a defense here, there's a defense all across the outside of this base, right? How am I going to keep my Hogs funneling in? So I always save around 4 to 5 Hogs so that I can keep those initial Hogs that are inside the base in to stay inside, right? So I put my second phase of Hogs there. I always use my Royal Champion a bit on the back end, so again, she can just keep the troops funneling in, right? And little things to consider: if you do indeed run into a Tesla farm, let's say right about here, and your Royal Champion is right there on the back of your Hogs, which typically is the case, I tend to pop my Royal Champion a bit early. That helps the Hogs push through those Teslas, not have to get hit by those bombs that are probably in that Tesla farm, and ultimately work their way right back up to the Giga Inferno. All right, guys, now that we have a little bit of an understanding on how this attack strategy works, let's just jump in and watch it take place with those items in mind. fam, here is the next base we're going to be breaking down, talking about both phases, making sure that you really understand this attack strategy because it is so strong and so wicked. You guys should really get this in your head. All right, so when I started my phase 1, guys, I noticed one thing. I noticed that not only is the CC an Archer Queen, but also the Eagle Artillery all in one place. I was like, goodness gracious, thank God. Thank God. Stay there, guys. Stay there. All right, so how am I going to get into this base to make sure those 3 items get down nice and quickly? If you guys notice over here, makes a very beautiful entry for an Archer Queen to roll through and pick up those 3 items. Now, the question really remains, how do I get my Archer Queen to take that funnel, right? So again, I do use a Wall Wrecker. Wall Wrecker busts in right through here. With that said, I have to create the funnel there, guys. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to drop my enemy king right in here. He's going to push this direction, ultimately work his way through some of those defenses. Secondly, I'm going to drop my P.E.K.K.A. over here. He's going to push his way down through there. He's going to actually go here and then work his way up there, and I think he dies right about there, whatever. That forces the enemy Archer Queen right into this area where she's going to be able to pick off those 3 items. Now I do drop a jump right here because I want her to get a little bit deeper into the base, ultimately resulting in a successful first phase. All right, so now what has this done for me, guys? Let's clear all this out. Now this has allowed my Hogs to really work right through this small little portion of the base, guys, so well narrowed out that the second phase, yeah, too easy. Now I really don't remember where I placed my heal spells, but I'm gonna kind of think about it here with you. Obviously you see a Infernal Tower and a Wizard Tower right there. I'm going to assume one goes down right about there. At this point, I would assume that the Giga Inferno is popped, so we're probably going to place one right about here, guys. And then, of course, probably one here at the back end, as we do indeed encroach on that Infernal Tower. With that said, I think I dropped the Royal Hero, comes in over on this side right here, again, forcing those Hogs to stay inside the base and resulting in a beautiful triple. Of course, right after you initiate those Hogs, I always recommend, this is a tip I didn't mention on the last and first base, is drop those Hogs down and then immediately after start spreading out your wizards, some cleanup troops to make sure that a time fail is not an issue. Remember, Queen Charge does indeed take about 1:15 seconds. So at that 1:15 mark, definitely push your Hogs in and then drop your wizards right after. You don't want to look at a time fail. And another tip here that I didn't mention before, I always watch the time. Once the time hits 1:45, no matter where I sit, I drop those Hogs in. If it's anything after 1:45, you might indeed find a time fail. I mean, that just seems to be the right number, the number to watch for. So anyway, guys, now that you guys have an understanding of how this base is broken down and gave you a few tips and tricks, here, guys, we're gonna jump in and watch this attack take place.
Upon a nightstand that I read before I sleep, wishing that the Sandman comes tonight before I count to 3. Get me out of here, feeling in my bones, shiver when the lights die, but I'm safe beneath my sheets, running out of air and tight and claustrophobic surroundings. Get me out of here, feeling in my bones. Get me out of here, don't leave me alone. And they came to me, something to believe. Everywhere I go, everyone I see is out to get me. But there's a place I go where nobody knows, where I'm deep asleep, where nobody can get me. This
Alright fam, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video as we discussed how strong that Queen Charge Hog attack strategy is. If you did like today's video and want to see more, linked in that card above is my upgrade party up to Town Hall 13 where I used 43 books of heroes. Insane. Alright, love yourselves, love everyone around you. Go out there and encourage somebody today and stay classy.